Good morning. I've got loads to be doing. Welcome back. I could be doing this conservatory. Up there, I've got a leaking chimney. That room there needs completely decorating. I've got weed killing I could be doing. But let's go fly fishing instead. Welcome back. If you're one of the loyal lot that still follow me, thank you for sticking around. If you're new here, my name's Ian. I'm a 50-year-old bloke who moved 600 miles away from my family in the south of England to live up here in the northeast of Scotland, in the middle of nowhere basically. And this channel is really just what I get up to, doing my house up, day-to-day stuff, visiting pretty places in Aberdeenshire. So if you think that might float your boat, hit the button down below. If you get to the end of the video and you quite like it, hit that button too. And thanks for watching. So we're going fly fishing. We're heading down my lumpy driveway. I've never been to this place before, so you will be seeing this with me for the time. It's a wee reservoir out New Pit Sligo way, and we've got to go to New Pit Sligo village shop to get the day permit to fish it. I believe it's a stocked reservoir. It's Fraserburgh Angling Club. I only found it quite by accident. I was on an appointment out there for my business and just literally happened across it on this tiny little lane. Stopped, and there was a sign there. Phoned the number. Got through to somebody. They explained to me where to get the day ticket. So yeah, let's go and have a look, see what it's like. Might catch something, might not, but it'll be a nice little day out in the northeast of Scotland. Let's go in and see if we can't get ourselves a permit. Oh, you love. I understand you do permits for the reservoir, Fraserburgh Angling Club. Could I get one, please?
It's the favourite.
Sorry, the federate one. Yeah.
Actually released it's £18 or two fish limits £20.
I'll do the £20, please, darling. Yeah. Bye. It's all right. There's that. Thank you. Right. On that slip there, yeah. On that little bit.
That one there, and then
Yep.
if you pull the other half of it off, that'll be
That's
you.
mine. Well, we're here. This could be challenging. I looked at the weather earlier. It was meant to be partly sunny, partly cloudy, mostly sunny, partly cloudy. And it's grey and it's blowing gusts of about 30 miles an hour, and the water is really ruffled. So don't quite know how this will go. Let me show you. So here we are. It's quite breezy. You won't be able to hear it because I've got a good mic on, but that might be challenging. We'll give it a go. Right, let's go and see. I have to say, I'm a wee bit concerned about this wind. The sun's coming out a bit, but it's windy as hell. I put a nymph on because I think we might have to get down and dirty, as they say. It's quite shallow here. I don't know whether you can see that. Just bend that forward a bit. Whether you can see that. It's really shallow in here. There's weed banks out there. Apparently there are two arms to this. A bit like Rutland Water, only smaller, I suppose. Let's have a little walk around. You can see the waves are almost breaking. They're causing foam. But I'll turn you off and I'll bring you back when there's something interesting. Right, so this is quite shallow here. I don't know whether you can see down in there. Dragonfly. But out of the wind here, under the lee of this little hill, either the wind's dropped or there's no wind coming in here and it's all over that side. Now, I haven't cast a fly for probably getting on for certainly nearly a year, 10 months at least. And what we're going to do is we're going to use a nymph just to start with. And we'll see if we manage to connect with anything. Whether you can see that just there, that is probably a badger grubbing for worms. It's dug a little bit of the ground up. This happens in my garden a lot. There's a lot of it here. Look, here, here, and a big bit here. That happens a lot in my garden. There's badgers around and about, and they grub in the lawn. So we'll move on to this next bit down here, and we'll I don't know how well you'll be able to see this, but this is much deeper here. The water is gin clear. So while I'm doing this, I'm looking around the water just to see if anything rises to a fly on the top. And I'm also looking at my nymph when I pull it back in to see if anything, because very often before you actually get a fish hit your nymph, it'll follow it in. And the other thing is, don't ignore along the bank. You tend to fish out like that, but what you'll often find is that fish will be in the margins and you'll almost walk. You can see I'm over that way now. Yes, and we're in. Oh! Would you believe it? When I was saying there might be a fish in that margin because they sit under there, you walk right by them, and we hit one. And I know what's happened there. I'm an absolute pillock because that was my knot that went. Because the fish has taken the nymph. Now, did that snap or was it my knot? Stupidly, I had my drag set too high and that snapped. Okay, I'm going to tie a new fly on. I'm going to loosen my drag off a bit as well, so that the clutch slips a bit more. That's annoying. Well, at least we know what they're after. I just thought I'd show you this. I don't know whether you can read this. I've had this fly tin since the 9th of August 2008. That was the year I first came to Scotland on holiday. A day on the river test, 9th of August 2008 with Banks & Co. These guys were my accountants when I had my business down in the south of England, and Mark Taylor, who's an absolute lovely man, took me on a day's fishing on the test and gave me this fly box. So, and I know Mark is a fly fisherman, so Mark, if you do happen to chance upon this video on YouTube, there's your fly box some nearly 20 years later with me in Scotland fishing the Federate Reservoir. All right, let's have a little. It's a nice little bit of height up on this concrete platform. I'm presuming it's a inlet or an outlet or of some description. Right. Now the wind helped that car. What I would say is, if you're expecting to come fishing in Scotland and you're used to the southern chalk streams or anywhere down in England really, don't expect to come up here and it not be windy. I've been fly fishing up here since I first came in 2008, not in Aberdeenshire, but across the Highlands, and it's just always bloody windy generally. Okay, we've changed fly. Don't know whether that's going to focus on it or not. I've gone for a red wolf because I've just seen a fish rise out here, so I'm not Not sure how productive this will be, but it'll be interesting. Right, so we've got a dry fly out there. Slightly worried because these swallows are swooping really low over the water. And I don't want them to mistake it for a fly and I end up catching a swallow. Yep. Oh! Seriously, Ian. Did you see that? So, okay. So they like the dry as well. I thought that was the end, but it's now thundering and lightning and coming down in stair rods. Video. Thank you for watching. You might be interested in this video here about when my Range Rover gearbox went and left me stranded in the middle of nowhere for weeks. Thanks for watching.